All right. So welcome to the last match of the day of the 2021 Mary Graham All-Stars. We've got the Midwest White team, the second team in the striped jersey, and then the Austin Valkyries in black. Really excited to bring this last match of the day to you. This is a Tier 2 match, and they are fighting to be in the Tier 2 championship so that they can move up to Tier 1 next year. I'm Wendy Young, joined by Danny Carlton. And we just came off a firecracker of a match. If you weren't watching the match before, you've got to go find it, watch it. Pacific taking it with drop goals over Capital to move into the Tier 1 championship. This match, you're right, high bar.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I mean, probably the other factor to point out here, this is a team, well, these are two teams that have now had to wait. They've gone through the warm-ups. There's a little bit of a period they weren't expecting to have to kind of wait to. So be interested to see who gets off to a hot start.
Yeah, and we've been talking a bit all day today, just, about the COVID thing in the room. Some teams have been playing, some haven't. Midwest has been playing, and then the Valkyries have had 2 games together. So there's a little bit of just rustiness that might need to be knocked off by everybody. Nice big kick over the top by Midwest. So we'll have a line out here. Or it's a scrum, excuse me, it's a scrum. Looking like it's to Austin. So Casey will be putting it in.
This is one of those positions where if you're a number 8 that likes a ball carrying, you've got a big open side here, that if you can get a solid, stable platform, you can really start to have a go at some of the playmakers in the Midwest team and see what they're made of. It's turned over.
Penalty there. Referee Becca calling a penalty against Midwest White. So JY is going to put it into touch. Nice kick there. And all day we've been talking about the makeup of these teams. So Midwest White's a second team for the Midwest region. Lots of players from all over. We've got players from Des Moines, Metropolis, Fox Valley, Pittsburgh Forge, Chicago North Shore, Metropolis again, Detroit, Twin Cities. So a big mixture here. Also a player from Northwest Indiana. And then the Valkyries, obviously Valkyries. And then they've got a couple of pickups from the Dallas Harlequins. It looks like Bay Area. And then Alliance as well. Just kind of filling out the sides. As we've explained earlier in the day, we had 4 teams and we were ready to go. And then about a month out, we had a bunch of interest. Midwest being one of the teams was interested coming. So we went from 4 teams to 6, and then we went to 7, and we needed an 8th team. So once the Lions came on, we then asked the Valkyries to come, and very gracious of them to come short notice and fill out so we could have an 8-team tournament that is much easier to run than a 7-team tournament.
Of course, a very strong outfit, a very capable outfit here as well. So you would expect that the Valkyries are going to have maybe a little bit more cohesion, a little bit more kind of to work with than a select side typically would do. So you also got to factor in that with some of the players that they've brought in, that it does maybe require a little bit more kind of cohesion to be added as well. So again, it'll be interesting to see whether or not we actually get a kind of a very fair reflection of Valkyries up against the Midwest team, or whether or not there's a little bit of adjustment period for them as well coming into this.
Yeah, I agree, and this is, I would say, a core Valkyrie team, and then there are some extras in there. So because several Valkyries did make the TRU team, and they were given the choice of which team they wanted to play to. No pressure from anybody. So interesting matchup we're going to see here. Midwest going quick. And we're back to the yellow numbers. If anybody from Midwest is listening, please don't ever do yellow numbers again. You cannot read them. So we'll in the middle of the field, we'll be able to read them, but not any farther than that. So we'll do our best here. But into touch. Looks like it went off of Midwest. So it'll actually be a scrum first to the Valkyries.
Yeah, nice little bit of tempo again there, just from the Midwest with the quick tap as a strong carry. It looked like they had a lead runner that they decided to play behind. And again, it may be, I'm not too sure if that's maybe something they've worked on, or maybe it kind of caught them off guard. But interesting to see if we see that a little bit more, because it is something we start to see a little bit more of in the past couple of years, is forward runners coming short, but still being able to play behind into another forward runner coming around the corner a little bit more of a blind spot.
Yep, they run. It's called lead, and they run it for sure. Nice kick by JY, high, giving her team time. Not gathered, but backwards. So Flyer's gonna take that one in. Just gets it off to the hands there. Might be some space around the outside. See if she can get around there. Gonna guess that's post. Thought about offloading, but takes it down to the deck. Midwest still with the ball here. Gonna get it back out. Some forwards running through. They've got some bruisers in the back line here. I see a 6 and a 2 hanging out not near this wing, but they go weak. Francis at the scrum half position, picking it up to Maynard. That was a big hit, and I think she's over. She is. Wow, Maynard, that was a big hit, and be able to carry that through.
They had a couple in that passage of play as well there, just in terms of actually turning a one-on-one or what looked like a relatively normal carry that was about to take place, and just again turn it into a 2-3 yard game, which again just keeps moving the defence back. It keeps the ball quick. It allows the next batch of forward runners, or whether or not it's the backs, as they kind of expand the game a little bit more, to have that little bit more time on the ball. But yeah, they a couple of very big carries there, which resulted in the Midwest getting the 5 points.
Yeah, this is a very doable kick. We've seen today how important these kicks have been. All the games have been relatively close, the last one in particular.
Yeah.
So we'll see who can maybe write those conversions.
And we did say in the previous game, whether or not it's conversions or whether or not it's an opportunity that in the moment maybe just seems quite obscure. It's a great kick as well, fantastic kick. Maybe it seems quite obscure in the moment, but they're probably the ones when you're watching the film back and you go,
that was it.
That was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, or it's the momentum changer. Yeah, all those things. All right, so we'll see how the Valkyries respond to this. Should be JY kicking us off. And those trademark orange and green, and she always has different colored hair. Always know it's her. Nice big deep kick. Catch. Nice drive up the pitch, breaking that first tackle. Nice charging run, took that one deep. Penalty there. Valkyries not rolling away.
Midwest forward packers, like they've been starved being kept off the field there for that additional last game. It's like they've just been let loose.
Yeah, right. Well, and this morning they started very quickly in their first game. Midwest Green looked like they were going to handle Texas, and then second half had a bit of a drop off. So you always watch that and go, that's not going to happen to us.
Yeah.
When you get that opportunity. So nice distance kick there by Salter Sherman out of Detroit to give some space to Midwest and get into the Valkyries territory, and then walking into the line out. Looks like a 6 or a 5. I can't quite tell. Let's see how many forwards are out here. Just one. Little bit of a knock on there. Just in that tackle. Yeah. So Valkyrie scrum. And so we hope you'll join us tomorrow. We've got a full slate of matches tomorrow. We'll have the 9 a.m. the Tier 2 consolation, at 10:45 the Tier 1 consolation, which is a super important match because the loser of that match moves down to Tier 2, so there's quite a bit to play there. At 12:30 the Tier 2 championship, the winner of that moves up. And then at 2:15 Tier 1 Championship, they get the trophy. They're going to get the first ever Mary Graham trophy. And we had Mary on as a commentator earlier today for the event. She started the first under-23 high-performance program in Texas and took the first team up to Colorado. Started this whole thing, so we wanted to honor her. Valkyries on here, good scrum. Immediate pressure, though. We're seeing those striped jerseys everywhere. Good steal there. That was the scrum half. That's Francis getting in there and getting dirty for her team. And then now she's going to distribute to the right. Out to Anderson. Oh, wonderful ball to 11. Sanchez, who manages to stay inbounds and has immediate support. Back out again. Urbano with the carry, gives it to Francis. Always love seeing an active 9 getting in there, making things happen.
It's double points, right?
Yeah, right? She gets 5 points already. Oh, what a hit there.
There we go.
That's Hunkin Clark with a big hit by the Valks. Skipping a few, getting it out to Farnan. Oh, we've got space on the outside to run now. Commits one, fends another. Offload, possibly forward, we'll see. No, it looks like it's good. I think that's Post out there, wearing 14. Valkyries are counter-rucking. Valkyries stole. The Valkyries do love to counter-ruck. Nice offload to Shipman. Big kick, Carla, from the 12 spot. Nice clearing kick clearance there. So a bit of pressure. Valkyrie's able to counter-ruck and then turn that into a big clearing kick.
Two real outstanding pieces of action there. That, first of all, the hit, the tackle that we had. And sometimes you've got players on the field that have got moments like that. And we've been talking a lot today about momentum. Like, they have an impact to the eye, it's a tackle. To everybody else, it can completely change the feeling around the team. And then the offload we saw on the far side was sublime.
Yeah. Midwest again. Lineout doesn't quite get the lift up, but they get it. So it counts. Francis gonna move it out. Nice, push him down to the deck. Another one, 2, 3. Lifting those knees. Don't want to be on the other side of that. Gonna bring it out to the backs now. There's lots of forwards in here. They've got numbers for days.
There's another carry which is bringing in 3, 4 defenders.
Yeah, this size might continue to be an issue. Just not quite to hand. So it'll be a scrum to the Valkyries. They're going to have to get those tackles, those big tie knees. That'll wear on you.
It's a first forward pack out in the loose here for the Midwest. And again, we've probably yet to see too much of the set piece kind of factor in this, but certainly once the ball's in play, they have got the ability here to kind of take the hold of this game and take it in whatever direction they want. And again, we were seeing people getting bounced in defense. Again, we see all that stuff, but sometimes when it takes 3, 4 people to ground, it's 2 or 3 phases after that where the space appears, and that's where we've got some of the easy walk-ins. So it'll be interesting to see now whether or not Valks can kind of either adjust or just they know what they're facing.
Yeah, it will be interesting. And like we mentioned, we've got a core Valkyrie side here. I would expect them to kick. JY, former soccer player, she can kick at 80 meters if she needs to. So, and then they've got Carla backing up as a kick. So I would expect them to start using that. We'll have to see though, because their pack is great. They've got Brick McGee in there. Hunkin Clark is massive, and when she gets in the open, it's frightening. So
maybe touching on that then, and maybe the Valks are looking to move this Midwest pack around for 5, 10, 15 minutes.
That's
or
what I would
even
do.
Just it gets a little bit tired, we're going to see a little bit more of those features on attack for the Valks.
Yep, that's what I would do. So yeah, we see JY kicking. Good time though, and good take by Sanchez. There's a poacher there. Let's see if she gets it. It's got to be her ball. It's got to be her ball. Yep,
turnover.
Stolen. Yep, going to get the penalty.
Not always the biggest fan of the term exit in terms of clearing your lines, but if you want to know what a good one looks like, that is definitely one. We've got the ball go downfield. There's a good tackle. There's an excellent chase. It sets up a turnover. Again, you take away the detail. There's a change in the story from you defending inside your own 22 to having an attack around the halfway line.
Absolutely. McGee throwing it in. Off the top to Casey. Backwards ball, no knock on there. Pressure coming, big pressure. Here's Hunkin Clark with the carry. Still going. Gonna kick again. It's like I've played for the Valkyries or something. Oh my goodness, almost gets it. I'm not sure who that came off of, we'll see. All right, it looks like it came off of Midwest, but Austin, Kaylin Hampton almost getting that one, and she may have been gone.
It's almost the same story again. I like the idea of kind of knowing what you're up against and then trying to problem solve a way to both eliminate any strengths and equally kind of see if we can turn the tide a bit. Kick to turn the Midwest team, send the forwards packs over to the far side of the field, let's try and wear them out a little bit, but then another fantastic chase on the outside, nearly regaining possession again. You kick the ball, generally if you get it back, there's a lot less defenders in front of you.
Yes. Not quite straight there, so I think it'll come to the Valkyries. But I will say, after years of playing Midwest, that tactic didn't always work. We tried and tried and tried. Midwest was always a fantastic opponent. They were regularly in the top tiers when we played this with USA Rugby. Stolen there against the head, Midwest. So going to bring it out to that moving pod. A little bit isolated. See if we can get the poach. Nope, looks like Midwest is going to keep it. No, it is stolen. Out to Stein. Going to have some advantage for Midwest on the knock-on. See if they can make something of this. Nothing coming. I think they're just content to take the scrum there.
Starting to see both sides work each other out a little bit here, it feels like. We've got, obviously, we've kind of established that there's a maybe a little bit of an early dominance on the Midwest side in terms of some of the carries, but again, we've seen here that with both of the kicking game that Austin have introduced in the last couple of phases here, and also the poaching, we've seen two now actually where we almost recognise if you go low on a big person, they fall forward, they fall on your side, so there's an automatic poaching opportunity there for the Valks. And again, if you've got a couple of either shorter players or players that are really switched on in that area, there could be potentially a lot of really big opportunities there for Valks to turn over possession and turn it into attack.
You are correct. All right, Midwest ball. Francis will be putting this one in. She's out of Columbus, and she is a pro wrestling nerd. That's very exciting. Nice little pick off the back to the 9. Nice kick forward. Beautiful bounce. She's going to put a toe to it. That's flyer, and she does fly. We're going to have a chase here. Carla's there to touch it down first, so the Valkyries touch it down first. Bonus points again if you know the new laws. Is this different? Isn't it different? Let's see. 22-meter kick. So Valks will have the chance to restart. Put a big drive on it. It's going to bounce and then go into touch. So it'll be a Midwest line out just inside their territory.
Just a little bit of weight off the Austin, I say backs, I mean metaphorically their backs. Just being on the halfway line now, they're no longer having to got that kind of that shadow of the try line. So up on the halfway line, maybe an opportunity to even contest possession and quite quickly turn this into attack.
Back pod throw. It's short though. Chapin picking it up. And McGee on the carry with a little goose step there. Big wall of green jerseys though. Pass to the back. She's going to put her foot to it. Nice kick. 50-22 maybe. Nope. Taken in. Picked up by Sanchez. Penalty. Maybe offsides under the 10-meter law. I'm not quite sure. But regardless, penalty to Midwest. But loving that putting your foot on it there.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to see that as a strategy. And again, it's not just the fact that we're seeing the kick, it's actually the coordination with the kick chase and the pressure that Austin are applying on that end, where you know this is something that actually well, whether or not it's pre-called, but it's a conscious decision that they're making as a team, and then looking about trying to make the best possible outcome after the kick as well.
But that was a fantastic big kick by Salter Sherman to get that one up almost all the way to the 50 as well. So big relief of pressure for Midwest. And now they've got an attacking platform here, running that 6-man line out, and then that forward is there to take this first one. They're going to kick themselves. Oh, bounces in Midwest
bounce,
favor.
yeah.
Can't quite get it. She was a little surprised, I think, on that one. So it'll be a scrum to the Valkyries. So I think you're right. We're still feeling each other out in this one. Getting a feel for ourselves. We've been talking all weekend about different players. Maybe you're playing next to somebody you've never played for before. Even on the Valks, I know there's some players that are brand new or out there. So I think we're seeing a little bit of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also as well, even if you are an established team, if you're playing against new opposition, there's always that kind of, we might know what we're expecting, but is that actually what's happening in front of us? You know, what strengths, weaknesses do the other team have? And again, that, you know, at some point in the game, you're going to again kind of use that as a, right, well, here's what we want to do. We want to do more of this, or maybe we want to do less of that. We need to counter this. So I think, again, with the two kind of new teams playing each other, that's always going to be a factor.
So a nice blocker play there. Carla's going to put her boot to it. It is nice when you have a 10 and a 12 who can kick. Oh, just off the hand. And this time Snyder does get it. Or Hampton, excuse me, does get it for the Valkyries. But a knock on. So we'll come back to that original scrum. It'll be a Valkyries ball, so it works out in their favor.
Valks having a good spell here. I think probably Midwest on their side are going to want to get the, they won't want to get the ball and play with it too much here, I don't feel, but I think they're going to want to get the ball anywhere, you know, maybe around the halfway line in the Austin half and keep it for a little while and try and kind of replay a lot of what we saw in the first 5-10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. It's a spout, and Midwest will figure it out. So here we go. Casey's going to put this one in. Digging it out to JY, to Stein, who's going to crash this one. Big tackle. Going to come back and be dangerous, I'm sure. Yeah. So then penalty to the Valkyries. They will often kick for points. They're not afraid to take the 3 when they can. So we'll see what they do here. Nope, they're going to tap. Casey's there at the 9 spot. And they're going to give it to Hunkin Clark. That's right.
Wow, there we go, yeah.
KFC is her name.
That's
right.
why.
That's right. KFC is her nickname. I was like, I know she has a nickname. And I believe it is for the Kentucky Fried Chicken, so let the chicken jokes go. All right, Valkyries on the cover. They are very close, maybe over. Becca getting around to take a look. Looks like it was held up. So it'll be a goal line dropout. Took me 4 games to say that word right today. Yeah, not drop goal, 22 restart, or whatever I've been saying all day. Interesting new law. Gives it back to the team that was held up, but used to be a scrum where you always saw scores. This is more exciting for sure. Hampton on the take. Big pressure from Midwest, though. 2 green jerseys there. More pressure. JY under pressure again. Valkyrie still getting back, getting organized. Nice defensive line for Midwest. Big carry there by Gabby Chapin. Looks like Midwest is in there mucking it up, but they get it out. Stein to Brick McGee, hanging out in the back line. She thinks about giving it. Yeah, they've got numbers to the right. Lots of numbers if they can get it out there. JY sees it to Denisha, former UT player, takes it herself. One more to Hampton. It's low, but she grabs it. Oh, Midwest is in there. Who's going to come out with it? The Valkyries do. It's Chapin again. Still there for the Valkyries. Lots of big defense here by the Midwest. Oh, underneath it. Chapin trying to get over. Not quite there. Big defense. Oh, by Midwest again. Out to Stein. She's going to go for herself. Held up again. Not or short. Loose ball. Midwest picks it up. Penalty, though. Off their feet. Midwest penalized. Wanting to go fast. It's not there. They want to give it to KFC. They give it to Brick. Shift is on. KFC's going to pick it from the base. Driving forward. 3 or 4 defenders. Let's see if she's over. She is. KFC scoring.
What a leg drive.
Maybe there was chicken on the other side, or is that the obvious joke? A buttered biscuit? I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry, KFC.
Whatever the motivation was.
Yeah, right. It was there. Really nice phases by Valkyries. Midwest really held them. Probably 10, 15 phases there. That's tough work by Midwest.
Yeah, I mean, from a Midwest standpoint, they've done well to defend that long. What I will say is I really enjoyed that attack from Austin, and I think that's probably one of the things where we've spoken a little bit today in terms of obviously a lot of new people coming together on these select squads. That's where you see a team that are actually orchestrated and know how they want to play. They've gone through a pattern of their attack. We've seen the ball being played off 9. There's a lot more energy and a lot more character when the one-out runners are happening now as well. There's a lot more confidence, it feels like. But they equally got the ability to be a bit 2 or 3 times across the back line.
All right, J-Way makes that conversion, so we are tied up 7-7. Still quite a bit of time here. Let's see how Midwest can respond. A bit of passage of time where Valkyries had the ball quite a bit. Looks like we're going to have a substitution. See if we can identify that new player. Might be Midwest. All right, here she is. I see her. We'll get her number in just a second. Number 19 coming on. Ford from the Pittsburgh Forge. Gonna kick that directly back. Salter Sherman on the kickoff, and then Carla Neverett kicking it right back. Midwest on this, though. She beats one, finally tackled. Starting to see a bit of double tackles happening for the Valkyries. That's always hard when you take out 2 players. Nice little cut there by Francis, seeing nobody was on the post. And here we go, Midwest on a little bit of a tear here. Francis is going to go fast again to Salter Sherman. Got lots of forwards in the line. Just forward there, just a knock on, but really seeing a little bit of a spark from Midwest responding.
Yeah, definitely a reaction there. It's probably the first time we were talking about it maybe 10 minutes ago, they had got the ball and had able to build a couple of phases. It felt like, although Austin were definitely resisting them in defence, they managed to find a little bit of space on the outside there, but again, Austin's defence prevails.
But a good spot for Austin. We'll have to see. $100 they're going to kick it. And you can tell because their backs are flat, I'm just saying.
It's a nice side of the field in terms of obviously for a right foot kick as well.
Yep.
We've already seen a pinpoint a couple of bombs down there.
Yep. Oh, she runs it. She makes me a liar.
Yeah, what do we know?
I just lost $100. All right, under some pressure now. Might have been forward, yeah. So I think this one works out in Midwest's favor. They're going to have a scrum in their best position in quite a bit of time here.
Maybe it almost seemed like a little bit of hesitancy there. I'm not too sure if there was anything necessarily pre-called there, but you'd assume that if it was something pre-called, you'd see some shape on it, and equally if it was something that was going to carry, that maybe a bit more speed coming onto the ball. So it might have been a late adjustment that actually kind of unfolded there, which led to some of the hesitancy.
Yeah, I think that just that ball squirting out, you know, her body facing the wrong way. So we're hearing maybe 8-9 minutes left in this match. We are going to have probably a short halftime because we need to get off this. It's going to be dark soon and there's no lights here. So we're a little behind schedule because we had some dramatic overtime in our third match that went down to drop goals. Wow, what a break there by the hooker. That's Baslamov scoring, Midwest at large player. Really capitalizing on that scrum, Midwest there.
Yeah, it almost came from nothing. It looked like they were maybe just starting to build a little bit of their attack a little bit. But again, something we also referred to earlier, in these close contests, sometimes it's small differences that actually really add up, and it's just taken one missed tackle there, and we've got the game back in Midwest's favour.
Yep, taking the lead. Just a little bit over 5 minutes left in this match. This half, excuse me. So we hope you join us tomorrow. We've got 4 more matches coming to you tomorrow. They'll all be live as well on the YouTube. And the kick is fantastic, straight up and over. So we've got a 14-7 score with just a few minutes left in this half. And like Danny was saying, I think Midwest getting a little bit under their feet. They can keep the ball out of the Valkyries' hands. They can't kick it.
Yeah, and Valt can definitely kick it.
Yeah, 2 of them, right?
Yeah. Again, to be fair to Valts as well, again, when we've seen them actually inside, if they can kind of, maybe a bit presumptuous, but if the kicking gets them into a territory that allows them to attack, they've shown they can keep the ball,
yes,
and
yeah,
they can attack.
Bit of a deep kick on the restart. Looks like we're going to do some charges by the Midwest forwards. That has been working for them. And then Francis comes in. Oh, what's going on there? Yeah, so off our feet. Penalty. Valkyries penalized. Going to go fast. I think that's Maria again, the try scorer. A little bit in front of her. Can't quite grab that one in. So it's going to be a scrum to the Valkyries. Just looked like that pod was just a bit too deep for Midwest, maybe.
Yeah, and again, it's interesting because I think what we're starting to see here is that we've kind of just said there that we've got 2 teams that actually got very good kickers, so the discipline becomes a bit of an issue if they're converting that into 20, 30-yard kicks to touch. But equally, looks like we've got teams that actually want to move the ball and actually attack with a little bit of tempo as well. So a little bit of hesitancy on the defensive side when there is any penalties, but in Midwest would maybe, I'm not going to say they would necessarily want it back to kick to touch, but we've certainly seen them execute their attack a little bit more confidently than the last one.
Yes. Another big kick by Carla. Midwest is going to just relieve that pressure, so now Valkyries have a lineup 40 meters up the pitch. So that kicking game really working out in the Valkyries' favor. And I think it's even working out better that you have a 10 that can kick in the 12, so you can move it 1, the wings come up a bit, and then you can kick over the head there.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps the defense guessing. And again, if you don't know what you're facing, you can't dominate in a one-dimensional fashion, can you? So you might think you've got it figured out, but I say having those 2 points of kicking options is definitely a weapon that the Valks have got.
I think that one maybe not straight. Yep. So Midwest is going to call for a scrum. So weathered that one. So we'll see if Midwest will have their own exit strategy here. They're just shifting, anticipating a kick. Reset this scrum. Talking about it in some of the other matches, there's always a referee's checklist that they're going through in their head, making sure that it's safe and legal. That's why you'll see these resets sometimes. And you can see JY's moved over directly behind the scrum as well, just maybe seeing that 8-man pick. You know, and interesting, in the MLR, Major League Rugby, they will not let you do that. You reset twice, it's a penalty. Trying to just speed the game up.
Yeah, it's an interesting, again, I think, I don't know anywhere else that does it, so it's definitely an interesting one. It's innovation, again. Ultimately, again, from a purist standpoint, we want to see the ball in play, so
yep.
Anything that kind of converts towards that, I think, is definitely something we want to find out more about.
What a kick. That was fantastic. All the way up to the 40. And this will be a Valkyrie line out.
There's nothing worse. I know. Well, I'll say this as someone that stood next to scrum, has never been in one. There's nothing worse than turning around and seeing that flag go up 20, 30 yards further back than you anticipating and going, right, okay, let's go, get ready.
Oh, stolen against the head, Midwest. Francis will take it down quick. Nice bruising run by Ford. And they're going to come back the other direction. This is our try scorer, Basilov. She's tough to take down. Finally, they get her down. She did offload. Another big push forward by Midwest. They're taking advantage of when they have the ball. They're taking advantage of it here. Urbano getting in there, offloading to Salter Sherman. Francis at the back. Long legs there of Haley Anderson. Penalty. Midwest penalized. Didn't quite get a signal there. JY's going to put the boot to it. It's not going to make it. Oh, just through the breadbasket there. Hated that as a wing. Not that I did that either, but I imagine it hurts.
It looked like they were really starting to, again, said this a few times now, building a couple of good phases through the forwards. It was a good tempo. You're thinking, right, there's going to be some space somewhere, and then just that last breakdown. Didn't quite see what the penalty was for, but obviously.
Oh, here we go. Stolen against the head. That's 2 in a row. And miscues for Valkyries. There's lots of space out there. I think there's 3 defenders to 6 maybe. Yep, there's a big hole. She can step. Look at her go. Emma Farnan gonna put it under the post for Midwest.
Seems to be running with such confidence. We saw it earlier with the mentioned the offload on the far side, which is again someone when you're watching teams that you don't necessarily know a lot about, and you see just sometimes you go, oh, okay, maybe it'd be fun if we see you get the ball a bit more. And that's definitely been confirmed there. Again, taking it home from maybe 40, 45 yards out, beating maybe 4 or 5 tacklers. Again, did not break stride. If you're going to have to stop her there, you're going to have to put your shoulder through her, physically stop her from running.
And it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And now she's going to attempt to convert. Fantastic. Just so 2 lineouts in a row where they've stolen. The first one, they got some momentum, but then a penalty. And then this one, getting those 5 points. Hopefully 7 here. And she does. And the temperature, halftime, 21-7 in Midwest favor. We're going to have a quick halftime, so we will be back with more action for the last game of the day. Welcome back to the last half of the last game of the day. You can see the sun is starting to go down. We do apologize, we're a bit late. We had some overtime excitement in our third game, but we're going to get this one in. And right now we've got Midwest White leading the Valkyries 21-7, but 40 minutes to go. And as we've seen all day long, it does not matter if you're leading at halftime, the slightest.
No, another close contest. And again, to your point there, I think we've seen teams grow more into games. I think we've definitely seen that with the Valk. So Midwest with the dominance in the first half, obviously on the scoreboard, but interesting to see maybe first 5-10 minutes if there's a which team's maybe going to take a hold of this and maybe kind of stamp the authority a little.
Yeah, we've seen, the Valkyries were getting backed up. Midwest is a very mobile pack. They were pushing them back, but then the Valkyries just started putting the boot to it, gaining 30, 40 meters, sometimes getting a runner through, disrupting or getting that ball. So we'll see if Midwest has a change in tactic. I don't necessarily think there's a change in tactic for them, but I think when they've got the ball, they've got to take their opportunities.
Yeah, and again, it's also whether or not they can actually maintain that. It goes for both sides, of course, but whether or not it's actually a strategy that's got a little bit more longevity over the course of 80 minutes.
Yeah. Big scrum here right in the middle. That kick, not 10, so Valkyries have a scrum. It's been fun guessing what they're going to do, so I'm going to say 8-man pick, 8-person pick.
Big blind side if they...
Yep. No, I'm wrong again. They're going to bring it to JY, though. She's going to put the boot to it. 50-22 opportunity. I don't think it's going to get to touch. It's picked up by Midwest. She kicks it herself into KC. Offloading to Francine. And then KFC with the big rush. Carry. Out to the backs. Brick's hanging out in the back line. So is Chapin.
Ooh.
Oh, it was a tough pass. Seems to be straight down. Play on. Midwest content to just be on defense here. KFC with the carry. Valkyrie's still with it. And then Valkyrie straight through the hands here, out to Hampton. Let's see what she's got. Clearly a speedster, but needed some power there. Casey lining up in the 10 spot. Francine, big tackle by Midwest. We are seeing Valkyries going side to side here, so that definitely means we've got a green wall in front of them. KFC's going to try to bust through here. Well handled. Got a little bit there.
There'll be an opportunity on the far side here.
Here comes Brick. Hands. The shift is on. Fisher. Out to the wing. Another big carry straight through the middle. Looks like she's over. To get that number for you. Maybe Chelsea. I'm not quite sure. We'll get that number for you. But Valkyries not done.
Really well-earned score. That again, what I'm really enjoying watching about Valkyries here is, again, we've seen how they kind of convert that kicking game into an attacking weapon. It's certainly not aimless, but there's a reason why they're kicking it. It's a strength they've got. They turn it into a high-pressure situation for the defence, who more often than not are going to kick the ball back, and it gives them possession higher up the field. So the conversion of that kick from a little bit deeper initially actually gives them possession maybe 20 yards further up the field. And then we've seen both times they've had attacks in the 22, been able to kind of keep it close and move the ball successfully. Keeps the defence on their toes because they don't know what's coming next, and again had the discipline to keep control of the ball, stay disciplined, and trust the process of their attack. And ultimately, when the opportunity presents itself, get it over the line. And again, this is a great start for Austin again, but also from a neutral standpoint, we're now sat here looking at 21-14 and a great remainder of the second half.
Yeah, another 7-point match. We've had a couple of those today. We'll have to see how Midwest can answer this one. It was a quick start for the Valks there. Got a switch on the kicker on the kickoff, so now we've got Flyer with the kicks. Nice big deep kick. Taken well, but oh, wonderful run up there. Flyer with the tackle. Valkyries right back to it though. Lots of space over here. Or we can kick either one. Midwest onto that one though. Should have kicked the other way.
Yeah.
Gonna return this one.
Maybe one to run, wasn't it?
Francis bringing it out to their mobile forwards, fending 1, 2. Some sort of call coming in from the sideline. Penalized though, Midwest. Penalty against the attack.
Almost too good a carry, wasn't it? Almost kind of outran the support there
Yes.
with how dominant it was, and again, just how quick through the contact she was carrying.
Yeah, it's got to be. It makes sense it would be a ball carrier not releasing. Time off. Let's see. Is there someone down or? Oh, yes, on the far side. Okay, she's up. We have been talking a little bit about the weather and players. We've had several yellow cards that sit by us, and they've been saying they're cramping. And if you're coming from 30-degree weathers, welcome to 75-degree Texas, where it's fall-ish. It'll be a little bit cooler tomorrow, but it's very muggy today. It feels like Houston. It's hot and humid, where it's not normally like this time of year.
Yeah, and it's also obviously cooler now than it was a couple of hours ago. So.
Yeah, I need my jacket, and it's not near me.
Yeah.
All right, Valkyries throw, pod 1, straight down.
Great take.
Yep. Lots of space again on the outside here, but they'll do a good job punching it in. It's KFC, tough one to take down. Gonna switch directions. Forwards in the line. Forwards on the wing. Another break here. The 17 that's come on for the Valkyries is making a big difference. Salinas. Miss pass to Chapin. KFC again. She passes. What? And this is Kristen. This is Tobar. Valkyries on a tear here. Out to Carla. She's got fishy. Penalty though.
Oh.
Gotta wonder about the advantage there.
This
It's going to be a yellow card. That's why, but we could still play the advantage maybe.
This Austin Valkyries attack right now is really enjoyable to watch. Such variation. We're seeing inside ball to forwards. We're seeing the ball being moved to the hands. We've spoke about this kicking game, what a weapon that is as well. If you're a defender for Midwest now and you're starting to tie, the last thing you want to do is have to think. And that's what they're making them do.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got a yellow card for Midwest. And then the Valkyries are going to go for 3 points in a close match. That makes sense. We'll get you the number of who is coming off. She's very tall. I would guess a lock, maybe a prop. The guessing game hasn't been good this game, so. 0 for 52. She's a lock, I'm right.
100 bucks down.
Nicole Burrett going to be off for 10 minutes. And the kick is through. So Valkyries just closing that score, 21-17.
I think you'd have to say you'd be very happy if you were on the Valk side of things here. They're just turning the screen again. Obviously, they've seen a lot more of the ball this second half, so there's obviously more opportunity there. But what they've done with it, how they've moved the ball, moved the Midwest around, they've obviously also got a try over the board. Maybe argue with the man down, with the player down, that there's an opportunity to go for another try there. But again, just keeping that scoreboard ticking over. If you're on the Midwest side now and you're 10 minutes in, you'd be like, geez, we've conceded 10 points, we're now down to 14, and
Yep.
it can be a little bit draining. So I like the strategy here.
Oh, and you can just see the passion on these players. A yellow card, she thought she got a red card, so thank goodness it isn't. Maybe it was orange. So she's safe to go back on in 10 minutes. But you're right, Danny. If you're Midwest, we need something amazing here just to get our momentum back and our confidence a bit, because the Valkyries are looking unstoppable right now.
Yeah, those are things that can happen in a second. We've already seen some big hits going in this game.
Yeah.
You can just take turnover, a big hit, ball on the ground, and even just, you know, something to break away.
Yeah. You're gonna put the big boot to it. They were back for it, so they're a little more prepared for this one. Midwest picking it up. It's Flyer. She's got a little bit of support. Ford. Oh, a poach attempt coming in. Looks like Valkyries got it. That's Casey, the scrum half. I've seen a lot of scrum halves just really coming in for that physical play. And then a steal there, but yeah, hands in. Midwest penalized. Valkyries both, all of them trying to go fast there. Giving it to KFC. Got some numbers on the outside here on the left.
Playing with real
Salinas,
confidence now.
yeah. Yeah, real confidence. The Valkyries are running unhinged right now. Midwest needs some big hits. Get this stopped. There is a Valkyrie down. Salinas is down. So now we're even, technically. Brick breaking through, though. Nope, you never want to see this. KFC's at the back. She picks it up. Midwest underneath it. It's short. It's going to be held up. But we're going to have time off here, I think, to make sure Salinas is all right. And a substitution for the Valkyries. KFC's cramping. When we do restart, it should be a goal line dropout. So for the Valkyries, we've got Madison Oman of the Dallas Quins coming in. Got a few Dallas players supporting the Valkyries, since a few of them are on the Texas side. So
it'd be interesting, won't it, just to see a really hot start by the Vals again. Can they maintain that? Are we going to see kind of some rejuvenation from the Midwest? And also with these changes, I guess, does that disrupt? Does it add? Does it change? You know, what we're about to see on the Vals side as well. So
yeah, for sure. You always hope it's a sub up, you know, and not that it would be a sub down, but it's a difference.
Of course, yeah.
And maybe you do change your game plan. I mean, all of those things come into consideration for sure. Oh, and I see one of my friends is out there, Plex, who also I've retired and it's been 10 years, but she is still playing. So she is younger than me by 5 or 6 years, but geez, girl, get it. So here's our goal line dropout, new law. And there's Plex right there taking it in. She is a line-out expert. Out to Carla. Yep, here we go. Tobar. Fresh legs. Omen in for the Quins. She's a little bit short, so good defense by Midwest. Here we go. Here's JY. Jumping over. Taking advantage of that yellow card. The Valkyries. Oh my goodness. Just being confirmed it was a red card. So the Midwest will be down for the rest of the match. That is a big blow.
This second half could not have gone any better
for the Valkyries.
For the Valkyries, and again, you would have to assume it under the post of the Midwest right now. There's a little bit of an air of, dare I say, gloom, or just how are we going to do this? There's a lot of questions not probably being discussed over there, but this isn't a time where, from a Midwest standpoint, whatever energy is within that group now, we want some leaders to stand up and really kind of say, give me the ball, follow me, here's what we're going to do. Sometimes you can back yourself into a corner where your only way out is just to come swinging, and maybe at that point now where Midwest are kind of going to look at things and be like, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we're not looking back.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And you train for these. So you can't always train for everything, but you train for a lock going down. You know who your backup is going to be. So we should be well suited for this Midwest. I mean, they're a storied union. They're one of the oldest unions and have been in these all-star situations for decades now. Let's see if they can dig out of this. There is still time for them to do so. So Flyer gonna restart us here to Brick. Out to Tobar. And I have some players texting me, former Valkyries playing. Evil is, I don't know where she's playing. She'll text me and tell me where she's playing, but she's still playing D1, and she's older than me, so I'm just old, I guess. And I was very injury prone, and I became a referee. So anyways, Valkyries kicking. Midwest, wonderful run here by Ford. 4 or 5 players that she has just single-handedly gone through. Francis getting it out to Midwest. Urbano taking this one up. Initially hesitated, but then decided, F it, I'm just going to run it up. And I think that's what we've been talking about. We want to see that from Midwest. This is Sanford. She's got support. Francis limping over. Goodness gracious, I hope she hasn't hurt herself. Oh, she doesn't have a shoe on, and she's cramping. It is just not going Midwest's way right now. Penalty. Valkyries penalized for not rolling away, off their feet. One of those.
It was so tough. They had two excellent runs back to back. As you said, we were like, the ball's there, it's fantastic. Again, building a little bit of momentum, and the 9 strikes up with cramp, and you just, when you look down.
We need it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tear the calf. Oh, now she's going down, trying to get that cramp to come. And Evil playing now for Knoxville D2. She and I played together for a long time. She should probably stop playing and become a referee also. Everybody stop playing.
It's obviously the travel element as well for a lot of these teams that should come in as well. We should just, again, won't pretend to know too much about that, but just another factor that doesn't work in your favour.
Yeah.
And you're then going to go into 80-minute collision sport when you get on the ground.
Yeah. All right, Francis limping over. I will be impressed if she's going to play. I think she's going to. She can barely walk. Look at her. What a player.
There's definitely...
There's no quit here.
Yeah, there's a lot of heart going into this decision.
Yes. I guess I don't need a leg, right?
Yeah.
I need that next week.
Yeah.
All right, Midwest line out. Just restarting that. Oh, we're going to play on. So Valkyries have it here. Knock-on advantage.
Might be an opportunity to move this wider here.
Yep, and I think they're so afraid of the kick. They're so far back now that there is an opportunity to run. Good pressure. Excellent pressure. Stolen. Midwest has it now. Good opportunity for them. Francis just jogging over. I feel so bad for her. Maybe she just becomes another one and we pick another scrum half for a little bit and let her rest. She's there now. Running pods. Here we go. Through one. Nice. Still on her feet. Lost the ball, but I think it's backwards, so we're okay. We play on. On the run. Flyer. Still, it's backwards. Oh. Penalty. Midwest ball. Valkyries off their feet. That's 2 in a row for them for that penalty.
It was a great carry, wasn't it, in midfield there?
Really seeing some momentum swing from Midwest. They need this. We've been hearing their sideline saying, let's rally, let's go. This is exactly what they need. They're going to go T. Very smart.
Yeah, credit to them. They've done really well here to get themselves in this position. I like this decision as well in terms of you could maybe over chase in these situations, but I think just taking a minute, and again with the caliber of kicking that we've seen today, you'd have to be quite confident they can convert this into 3 points.
I think so too. So we're having some discussion. Not sure what we're discussing here. No, we're good. She's just resetting it. So live ball. Nice, it's over. So Midwest taking back the lead slightly.
It ended up being a comfortable 3 points. You pointed out a really interesting point there in terms of the Valk's possession before. You were seeing a lot more of the Midwest dropping their back 3 back, which obviously leaves less frontline defenders. So it's almost like the cat and mouse of the tactics that we're starting to see.
Yes.
Both teams starting to figure each other out and kind of daring the other one to, well, if you can kick it, we've got 3 people back here. But then now you're going to have to run it from a little bit deeper.
Yes.
So
yeah, so Midwest has definitely made that adjustment. think it's been for the better for them. So a nice high kick, some pressure coming in. It's not handled well. So now this is Valkyrie ball. They've got advantage also for the knock-on. Brick gonna take it in. Valkyrie's got numbers on the outside. JY just a little dummy, then offloads. Quick hands there, all the way out to the wing already. Into touch. Midwest thinking about going quickly. Maybe. Nope, decides against it. Maybe not the best choice with 14 people out there.
Yeah, we see there was a fantastic restart there. Just, again, get the ball back into the hands. And to be fair to Midwest, again, it was one of those where you kind of question, is that maybe something that maybe saps a little bit of that confidence you've just got by getting 3 points on the board, turning the ball over? But they've defended really resolutely there on the far side and have got the ball at the line out.
Almost stolen by the Valkyries, but it's going to be off the Valkyries, so it should be advantage to Midwest. Into touch, so we should come back to this scrum. We'll see. They might just let the line out happen. See what happens here. It is getting darker. There are not lights at this field, so we're going to play until we can't play anymore. We'll all get flashlights. Get one hand with a flashlight, one hand with the ball. All right, Valkyries line out. I think Midwest may have stolen this. Let's see what comes of this. Nope, Valkyrie ball. Out to Brick. Well tackled though, driven back. Nice run there. Midwest does seem to have a little more urgency right now, realigning quicker, coming up. Carla's gonna put a boot to it. Ooh, is it too much? It is. It's gonna come straight back. So now we'll have a nice, instead of a 5-meter line out, we'll have about a 25-meter line out for the Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest grown a little bit into this now again. They've obviously got those 3 points on the board. Have met a little bit of adversity in terms of actually from that restart, but again, holding their own. We've seen a couple of double hits going there that have just soaked up some of the what have previously been more dominant ball carries by the Val. So they'll want to get out of this area of the field for sure, but again, we're starting to see them grow a little bit more, and like we said, there's a little bit more energy, there's a little bit more fight, and it sets this up nicely in terms of the remainder of the game. It did look like Austin for a minute or two there could be a little bit, could be about to run away with it.
Yeah, and I think so. We must have had a knock on to touch. Should be, if it was, it would have been a scrum on the 5. So not sure. Whatever, we're having a scrum. Midwest with a little bit of a shove there. Get it out. They're going to run this out as they should because she is so hard to stop. Nice offload. Here we go. Midwest with green grass in front of them. Feeding their opposite numbers. What a fantastic line that was. A little bit slow ball. Still breaking that gain line. Penalty. Off their feet. So just sealing their Midwest. That's a blow.
Just about to say what a phase of possession that was. First phase, they've taken the ball wide, they've broke some tackles.
Yeah, we do still have about 18 minutes left in this match though, so there is plenty of time to go. So we're seeing those glimmers of Midwest getting their confidence. They've got the lead back again. This is a Valkyries line out. Putting toe bar up, she comes down, it's off the top. Got forwards in the line, nice tackle. Gonna go back the other direction to KFC. Oh, what a, look at me,
stop,
pass behind the back. It was nice. Knock on though. A little bit of fun play.
You could see the pride in her face as she was pulling that off, couldn't you?
We've got 16 for the Midwest coming in, who I don't have on my roster. Welcome to the pitch, number 16, with green cleats.
Talking about the remainder of the game, obviously having been down a player, this injection of energy and fresh legs on the Midwest side is definitely going to be valued and welcomed.
Yes. Yeah, we haven't seen too many subs for the Valks, just a couple, but And Midwest as well. This is their third sub as long as I've counted correctly.
Got a change in first receiver here, it looks like, for Midwest. So I wonder if this is potentially a kick.
Yeah, Farnan's in. She's been playing at 12. Yep, she's going to boot it. Nice. Well taken, though, by Omen. Oh, big tackle.
Yeah.
She made up for it. Kicker. Low ball, but Valkyrie's able to keep it. Valkyrie's on a run here. Into touch. So this is a Midwest line out. So still starting to see that side to side by the Valkyries again.
Yeah, kind of question actually who's won that duel a little bit, because again, Midwest have advanced up the field, so again you can technically say that they have, but it's a great tackle. One of those, again, you felt a little bit of energy kind of on the field for a second there, but again, they'll want to get a little bit further up the field and make something happen here. That's who you'd go to at the moment if you're trying to do that.
Yeah. All right, Midwest here. Nice off the top line out, now out to the backs. This is Lakari. We haven't seen much from her. She carries it well though. Skipping that first receiver. And I hear there's still some discussion if it was a red card or a yellow card, and some disciplinary happening behind us, so we'll get all of that worked out as well. Oh my, Chapin with the cherry there. Excuse me, that's Hook. Big tackle coming in though on that cherry pick. Those are the tries you don't want to see though as a team that's barely leading a game. That's a momentum changer. So we're just seeing Midwest scrambling a bit here. It's Tobar back out to Ronnie. Out to Hampton. Midwest is there. Tobar off the ground. What a pass that was. Valkyries still have it. Slow ball. Gonna go right over the top. Still short. And it's a try. Valkyries putting it down. Possibly Tobar scoring that one.
Just as I'm not going to say that we were writing them off, but just when we were questioning how much they had left in the tank at the moment, how much was still in the reserve, and the opportunity presents itself again, not just even the intercept, but even actually once the play broken up and how they had that composure on the ball. It's see a lot of teams that can maybe do a lot of exciting things, but when it comes to kind of knowing how to keep control and keep possession of the ball, which you obviously need to score, and being prepared to go through another 4 or 5 phases, maybe a little bit slightly more ugly or patient fashion. Like Austin Ralphs has shown that in abundance this afternoon. I really enjoy watching their attack. They give you the exciting stuff, but they also give you the logic. They get close to the line. We've got big ball carriers. We keep chipping away and make a yard. Sooner or later, we're going to get over the line for doing it.
Yeah. Off the post and back out. So 27-24, so still so close this match. A penalty goal, the only difference in here. And we've got about 15 minutes left. The sun is fading. It's gonna get real dark here. We're gonna squeeze this last 15 minutes in as much as we can. And Midwest still in this. We're talking about the Valkyries, but as we've seen, Midwest can use those mobile forwards, and then they've got those strike runners in the centers. So still in this.
Yeah, they'll just want to have a 5-minute passage if they can, of putting that together solidly. They showed it a little bit before, but it was the fact that unfortunately there was a big gap between the first 10 minutes where they were doing that consistently to then doing it for another 5 minutes in the second half. They have quality on the field.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Subs for the Valkyries, we've got Destiny on and Bard, Alliance and Quins coming on, filling out the Valkyrie side. Loving that help from the other community teams in the area. Nice deep kick. Good return, getting some yards, some meters. Trying to milk that penalty, not going to get it. Toe bar. The scrum half just, oh, she's in my way. Big numbers here. We could put a boot to it, though. She is going to do that.
Looks like a good one.
Yep, 50-22's on the table, maybe. Into touch. Flag is up.
So the Valkyries on that one saw them sit deep and said, we'll take you 3 deep. We'll send you even deeper.
Yes, yeah. Yep. So this is a new law. If you're on the other side of the 50 and you can kick it into touch and it has to roll out, you can't kick it on the full, then it is your ball. So this is the Valkyries line out. This is not what the Midwest wants. It's a good throw, pod 1 off the top. Forwards in the line. They're going to keep going strong side. Big break there. Chapin through one tackler. Up to the backs again. A couple subs in there helping the Valkyries out. Some fresh legs. Driven back there. Nice defense by Midwest. Just exhausting work of this defense here over and over again. Out to Carla. To Plex.
Oh.
Pick! Who's got the wheels? I think Green's going to have them. She is going to go all the way right underneath the post. What a change there. Nikki Post could be the difference maker.
That is exactly what we're talking about. First of all, what a great read on that, because she's obviously seen it coming. We've spoke about how we've seen the Valks, when I say unpredictable, they can do different things, attack very effectively. She's seen them start to move it wide, so she's had to stay focused for the amount of time that the build-up's kind of taken to get to that stage, and then pounce as she did there. We talked about momentum a lot today.
Yeah.
That's a huge, huge boost for the Midwest. Great read, great take, fantastic score, but again, Austin got to feel a little bit hard done by.
I have to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. I see a note here. Started rugby March of 2021. That is incredible. What an athlete they found.
Yeah. And look, one of the best things about rugby is seeing things like that again. It can happen that quickly. There's so many of those success stories, and
yes,
they'll continue to be.
Oh, what a read that was by her. You're completely right. She sat on it, she waited, and then she pounced and had no hesitation. She just pinned her ears back and knew she was going to make it. But this kick is critical. It's 27-29, so there's a penalty goal difference. If you get the 2, now we're talking 5 points. That's a lot harder to make. So pressure's on here. Farnan has been good for the day, and she'll stay that way.
Yeah.
We've got about 9 minutes left, maybe a little bit less. The referee obviously has the official time. But we have had 2 cracker matches here today.
We? Yeah, big spoil.
What do we do if we go to overtime now? Lightsaber fight in the parking lot?
Yeah, it's something with light, yeah.
Come back in the morning and play 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. That reminds me of NAC's up in Boulder or somewhere. It was a lightning storm. It was under 23s, and the West was playing, I think, I want to say the Midwest, and it was 5 minutes left, and they had to stop because of the weather, and they had to play the next day. It was a horrible thing. You played 20 minutes, and then you had to go back. It was a crazy thing. So let's not do that. But good, we got 5 minutes left.
And again, just if they needed another boost, we've now got a midfield squad.
Yeah.
Again, without kind of being overly focused on what Austin didn't do there, but they'll absolutely take this Midwest. We've just scored, gone on the post, we've sapped that energy from Austin, we're feeling good about ourselves. It's not gone 10. Now we've got a midfield scrum.
Yep.
Big blind side here again if they want an 8 pick, or again we know they've got dangerous backline runners.
Yeah, and they've got it all the back line this way, but we would always do that to just trick you, you know. So it is a pick from the back. Not too much space was gained there though, but they maintain possession. The Valkyries are about 5 yards offside on this side. Got lots of space over here. No space over here. Oh, and Poach is coming in. She's off her feet, though.
Good turnover.
And I'm being corrected by Tweet again. It was under 23s versus South in that weather story I was telling. Thank you, Evil. Hampton on a big run here. Love those real-time updates. No fake news here. Out to Brick, Tobar, ball in the deck, so JY is going to pick it up. Out to Plex. And to Escalante. Oh, a break here in the centers. That's Salinas. Midwest looking to poach, not quite getting there in time. The Valkyries have got some support. Carla out to Brick, passes behind her. She keeps it, pops it to Carla, out to Hampton. She's going to see a couple steps here. She's also new to rugby. Don't know quite when she started, but I know she's new. Out to JY. Lots of forwards here. Tobar, Chapin. Nice carry. This is tough to stop here. Valkyries, space. Midwest doing a good job coming up hard, though. Got Plex. Gonna bring it back this direction. It's getting hard to see. Still Valkyries. Chapin again. Going for the poach. Midwest not quite, almost there. Gonna go back weak. Fishy. Oh, knocked on. Scrum here to Midwest.
Excellent round of defense by Midwest. So much work they're having to. Again, we spoke about Austin's attack. They're moving the ball a lot. It's getting through multiple sets of hands. It's a very attractive style of rugby to be playing. Defensively, it puts you in a little bit of a minefield because we say you either need to be prepared to work equally as hard to cover the ground that the ball's moving off the ball and stay disciplined and engaged with that, or you have to be prepared to go as soon as the ball hits the ground, we're going to slow it down. And they're keeping people on their feet, being selective about what opportunities there are on the ground, so they're not giving away easy penalties. And I lost count how many phases they've gone through there, but
yes, yeah.
It was tiring to watch.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. And now this is about management of the clock, right? So Midwest, we've got 2-3 minutes maybe.
Oof, yeah.
And this is about management, right? So we want to keep our lead.
It's tough because again you've got a very capable kicker that can eliminate a lot of risk.
Yep.
You know, if you probably talk about percentages from here, but equally you've got someone that you've got a backline that have proven that they can break from here. And again, there's a set piece, so there's 8 players all tied in one place. There's a lot more space
14.
for those.
Well, there's 8 in there. I guess they've dropped the wing, is what they've done. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a little bit more one-on-one now. So
right.
Again, I'd like to see them run it, but again, I'm probably asking for look. We've been spoiled
Risky,
this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, we're over 53 now, or I am. So don't make it 54, Danny. They are going to run it out. Oh, I'd like to see her run a bit more. She's got those tall, big, long legs. Here's the try scorer. Just going to take it down. Post, smart play. And just use those forwards. Ooh, looking for the poach. Can't get it there, the Valkyries. Some frustration for the Valkyries there. They know how tight this is. Valkyries just flying up in defense. Now they're counter-rucking. The ball's on the deck. It's loose. The Valkyries have it. JY out to a flat. Bunch of forwards. Big tackle there, Midwest. Gonna go to the right. Gonna bring it out to the wing. Let Hampton try to run around. Post is there. Into touch. It's gonna be a Midwest line out. Full time Midwest does it. Oh my gosh. This has just been drama down to the last second. So now Midwest will face Capital in that Tier 2 match. What a match this was.
Game was like a yo-yo, wasn't it? Just again, swings of momentum. You're trying to figure it out. Like, Austin, you have an excellent start second half. Like they seem unstoppable. And then we've got Midwest coming back in bouts, an intercept that just completely throws the whole balance of the game. And just you've got credit to both teams. That was a fantastic game to watch.
Yeah, that was.
There's a lot of quality out there. Again, a lot of quality rugby as well. But I think just if we have to applaud one thing, there was a time in that game when the Midwest looked like they were done.
Yes, and rallied.
Yeah.
Like their sideline was saying, they absolutely rallied.
Yeah, and there's a lot to admire in the fact that they've managed to pull this off.
Yeah, and we are not done. We'll be back tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. with the Tier 2 constellation Marfu versus the Valkyries. 10:45 Midwest 1 versus Capital Tier 1 constellation. That has relegation potential. The loser will move down to Tier 2. 12:30 Chicago Lions Midwest 2 Tier 2 championship. That's a big one. The winner will move up to Tier 1. 2:15 TRU Pacific, where we will award the first ever Mary Graham All-Stars trophy to the winner. Join us tomorrow. I'm Wendy Young. This has been Danny Carlton. Goodbye.